Hello to everyone. This is Viewpoint on Noyan Tapan TV, and I am Benyamin Poghosyan. This week we will discuss the recent agreement between Azerbaijan and European Union on strategic energy partnership, and also the results of the Tehran summit between presidents of Russia, Iran and Turkey. But first of all, let's understand what Azerbaijan and EU agreed on. So there was a very much discussions and a lot of hiatus, especially from Azerbaijan, that look, Azerbaijan now will play a significant role in energy geopolitics of Europe, and also some officials from European Union, they started to talk about Azerbaijan as something like even a savior. But is it real or not? And first of all, let's understand that Azerbaijan and the EU signed a memorandum of understanding on strategic energy partnership, which, by the way, has no legal force. And this memorandum of understanding speaks about two things. First, EU and Azerbaijan efforts to develop renewable energy in Azerbaijan, solar energy, and etc., about climate change, a fight against environmental changes, and etc. And also, there was a clause that Azerbaijan will try to double natural gas exports to European Union until 2027. From 10 billion cubic meters per year until 20 billion cubic meters per year. But is this news? Definitely no. Because when in late December 2013, when the final decision was made about the export route from Azerbaijani Shah Deniz to gas field, it was clear that Azerbaijani natural gas will be delivered to Europe via two pipelines, Trans-Anatolian pipeline, which runs through territory of Turkey until Turkey-Greece border, and then through Trans-Adriatic pipeline, which will pass through Greece, then Albania, then Adriatic Sea, and reach Italy. And according to this agreement, again, which was signed in December 2013, it was very clear that Azerbaijan will start to export 10 billion cubic meters of natural gas to European Union starting from 2020-2021, and that the maximum capacity of natural gas which Azerbaijan is able to deliver to European Union will be 20 billion cubic meters of natural gas somewhere in mid-2020s. So when we compare the agreement which was signed in December 2013 and this memorandum of understanding on strategic partnership on energy between Azerbaijan and European Union, which was signed a week ago, we see that there is nothing new. Azerbaijan and European Union simply reiterated their commitment that yes, Azerbaijan will try to supply as much as 20 billion cubic meters of gas annually to European Union starting from 2026-2027. But here are two questions. Question number one, European Union needs gas now because there are a lot of discussions and doubts and also speculations that maybe Russia will cut entirely its gas export to European Union this winter. And Russia supplies approximately 150 billion cubic meters of gas to European Union. So the 10 billion cubic meters of gas, or even 12 billion cubic meters of gas, which Azerbaijan is able to supply to European Union in 2023, is nothing compared with the volumes which are supplied by Russia, which means that Azerbaijan in no case is able to somehow cover the losses of the Russian gas. And even in 2026-2027, if Azerbaijan is really able to supply 20 billion cubic meters of gas to European Union, it means less than 20% or approximately 15% of the gas which Russia supplies now. Again, to say that by this memorandum of understanding, Azerbaijan will play a significant role in European energy geopolitics or in the European gas markets is mean just to distort the reality. So one thing is clear, that Azerbaijan really made a very good PR action to show itself as a savior of West or potential savior of the West. And even it was very interesting, we all know and we hear constantly that the European Union is a value-based organization. The European Union is not Russia, European Union is not even United States, which are geopolitical beasts. European Union is a value-based organization. But Azerbaijan managed to bring the president of the European Commission to Baku, and Ursula von der Leyen made a speech and she didn't mention about the problems of human rights or democracy in Azerbaijan. So again, huge PR victory for Azerbaijan, but anyone who has basic knowledge about energy geopolitics of Europe understands that Azerbaijan cannot and will not play a decisive role in European energy geopolitics. Now let's discuss the second very important event, the trilateral summit between Russia, Iran and Turkey presidents in Tehran. Again, there are a lot of discussions, a lot of analyses. What does it mean? Does it mean that this is something like a beginning of new world order and etc.? Definitely not. The summit itself is not the beginning of the new world order. We all know that the world order or global order is in transformation starting from 2007-2008, when world financial crisis happened. And now we are in the transition period from unipolar world to multipolar world or more chaotic world. There are different terms. So no one can argue that the summit in Tehran was something like a beginning of the new era or it started the transformation of world order. But what is interesting is that first, this summit shows that the efforts of the West to isolate Russia not only from the West but also from other part of the world, these attempts they were failed and they are not going to be succeed. Because again, Russia is being isolated by West, from the West, and from some Asian allies of the West, like Japan, South Korea, Singapore, probably Australia, but nothing more. And second, which could be more interesting for us, is the fact that the Russia, Iran and Turkey probably agreed to somehow replicate the Astana format, which was created on Syrian issues, to replicate this format also on South Caucasus and try to solve regional issues mainly by regional powers, Russia, Turkey and Iran. From Armenian perspective, the key was the statement by Supreme Leader of the Islamic Republic of Iran that Islamic Republic of Iran will not tolerate and will not allow the closure of Armenia-Iran border. And the Supreme Leader told this to the President of Turkey and also made the same statement during the meeting with the Russian President. Obviously, Russia is not going to close Armenia-Iran border. Even more, Armenia-Iran border is the only land border between Eurasian Economic Union and Iran. And given the upcoming signature of free trade agreement between Eurasian Economic Union and Iran, to say that Russia is interested to cut off Armenia-Iran border, it's just to think that Russians are non-professionals or that Russians are acting against their own interests. Definitely, the main target audience was the Turkish president and indirectly also the president of Azerbaijan. Because recently we hear more and more threats from Azerbaijan, both from highest political level and also expert level, that if Armenia is not going to sign a peace treaty with Azerbaijan on Azerbaijani terms, agreeing to finally accept that there is a no Nagorno-Karabakh, or at least accept some formal cultural autonomy for Nagorno-Karabakh, which very quickly will result in no Armenians living in Nagorno-Karabakh, so that if Armenia is not going to sign that peace treaty, then Azerbaijan most probably will attack Armenia itself, and at least will take Sunni region, just cutting Armenia from Iran. So the statement of Supreme Leader was a very clear warning to Azerbaijan that, guys, we are not going to tolerate this. But at the end of the day, we also should understand that currently the fact that Azerbaijan is not attacking Sunni region is not due to the statements of Supreme Leader, and even is not due to the visits of US or European ambassadors to Sunni, or some potential criticism or even theoretical sanctions which West theoretically may impose on Azerbaijan if Azerbaijan attacks and invades Sunni. The key reason why currently Azerbaijan is not attacking Sunni is very simple. Because Russian troops are there, and as of now, Russia made it very clear that, okay, is not going to start a war with Azerbaijan for some little skirmishes or little incursions, similar to what happened in May 2021, around Black Lake, and also in November 2021 in Sunni and Vyodor regions. But if Azerbaijan tries to start large-scale war against Armenia and occupy Sunni, Vyodor, Georgonic regions, Russia is not going to do that. But at the end of the day, again, the trilateral summit showed that efforts of the West to isolate Russia not only from the West and Western allies, but also from entire world are not going to happen. And the second issue, that Iran definitely is not happy with the perspective of Azerbaijan taking Sunni region from Armenia. This is all for today, and we will meet soon.